Hello YouTube. In this video we're going to do an updated review and how-to for Advanced System Care, which is now up to version 9. So click on free download. It's going to take you to CNET. Don't freak out about that. That's no big deal. Hit download now. Pay no mind to my birds. The male's trying to make more babies for the female, which won't bother me any. I'll have more parakeets that way if it happens. So once it finally comes up, hit save file. Once it finishes, the arrow will turn solid. Just click on that. Click on Advanced System Care. Your open file security warning will come up. Click run. User account control will come up. Click yes. And now you can start the process of doing the installs. So the first thing you want to do is click accept and install. The installer has gotten to be a lot more simple with Advanced System Care, and the functionality is still pretty well about the same. The look is a little different, the layout's a little different, functions very much the same, has full support for Windows 10, and will work on pretty much all versions of Windows. They are working on a Mac version of it. They're working on a Linux version of it. They already have a version of it for Android. We'll end up going over that in another video. So it's really spanning out for the platforms that it's capable of functioning on and the level of support that it provides. This is another one of those applications that, you know, it'll do a majority of what it needs to on the free version. There is a pro version that you can pay for that automates most of everything that the system needs to do. You can have it automate how it cleans the system, how often. You really don't have to go into it and run the scans because it'll automatically do it every single day if you configure it to do so. And it'll also do its own updates automatically. So the paid version can also go deeper into the registry and things like that. There are things that it can clean that the free version won't. So the pro version is worth the purchase if you choose to go that route. If not, well, the free version works just fine. So once you get it fully installed and it comes up, you'll see the scan button has changed. This layout's a little different. The main screen's a little different. All you got to do is click select all here and it'll highlight every single one of them. This page right here is going to pop up. If you had the pro version, you can activate everything else. Secure file deletion you can activate if you want to. It makes removing files slower, but it also does it in such a way that you're not going to be able to recover that file very easily either. So it's really up to you whether or not you want to turn on that option. Again, you know, you got full detection, registry deep clean. So the pro version does have its advantages. The free version works fine. You have the speed up tab here. You can turn on turbo boost. It actually stops certain services and apps and stuff to free up RAM. Helps boost the PC performance. Then you can turn it off and it'll reactivate all the services that stopped and reactivate everything that it auto close and stop to free up system resources. So then you have startup Accelerator, which can actually go in and you can disable things that boot up at startup that you don't necessarily want to start to help speed up the time that it takes for the system to boot. You have the deep optimization, lots of different things here. And then you have the app Toolbar Cleaner. You click on the Protect tab. You can actually set what your home page is going to be and protect it. I keep the home page protection on. It'll also protect your search engine. You have the browser anti-tracking under Pro and the real-time protector under Pro. Those are very nice features to have. Not given to you in the free version, but that's another one of the things that makes the Pro version worth the purchase. And then of course you have Toolbox, which is all the different tools supplied by this program. Some of them are going to have to download and install. Like you can see, if it's got the blue down arrow, it has to download it to install it. Disk Doctor's nice. Can help fix a lot of hard drive problems. You have the disk cleaner under the Pro. So there's a few options that's under the Pro version. As you can see, all the rest of these are pretty well covered under the free one. And then of course you go back to the Action Center, and the Action Center will show you other programs here that IObit offers. We're going to go over those later. You have driver booster, you have the smart defrag, the malware fighter, and then of course if there's any software updates, the pro version will automatically update any of these down here that need to be updated. The free version, you're going to have to go in and tell it to do the updates manually, but no biggie. So for the clean and optimization, all you got to do is make sure everything's highlighted, click the scan button, and then if you select this automatically repair option right here, it'll run through the full scan, and then it'll turn around and go through and clean up any and all issues that it finds. Really nice functionality. They make it super simple, and it's really hard to mess up and have serious errors. Whenever it gets to the point of the security holes, in that it can be looking for any necessary or required operating system updates, and then it'll update them if needed. So the security holes can take a little while. Whole process can take a little bit. In some systems it can take a very long time. In some systems, depending on the number of CPU cores, amount of RAM that you have, it can actually run relatively quick. My system, I have 8 cores and 32 gig of RAM, and it generally takes it between about 10 and 15 minutes tops. This VM, this is on a clean, fresh install. It has dual core with 8 gig of RAM, or is it 4? Maybe 4 gig. So I'm expecting it to take probably roughly between 20 and 30 minutes. Okay, to give you a little bit of what each one of them does, the Spyware Threats, that one's kind of a no-brainer and pretty self-explanatory. Checks for spyware, adware, and malware, mostly spyware. Registry errors, goes through the Windows registry file and sees if there's any issues that need to be resolved, orphan files or anything like that, and it'll clean up the registry. And trust me, keeping your Windows registry clean is very important. That's why a lot of these system utility tools like Advanced System Care and many others are absolute must if you're going to run an operating system for an extended period of time. The privacy issues cleans up anything that is a possible information leak. The junk files, self-explanatory. Anything that's just a crap file, it'll go through and clear out. Internet problems, if there's any misconfigurations with your internet settings, it'll fix those. Same with shortcut errors. Registry fragmented, if the registry gets fragmented, it'll defragment it. Performance issues, if there's anything that's a performance problem, a configuration issue, it'll go through and fix that. Browser security issues, as you can see, there's 9,798. There are some that will protect the system from and keeps it from ever getting back on the system. Most of it's just misconfiguration and or files like cookies and things like that. Disk errors, if there's any problems with the hard drive, it'll go through, fix that issue if it can. Security holes, again, is the updates. If there's any serious updates that are needed, it will install them to make sure your security is optimal. And then disk optimization issues, if there's any issues with settings or configuration that would optimize how the disk performance runs, it'll go through and fix that. Once it's done repairing everything, you'll get this screen, repair complete. Here's the registry issues, junk files, performance issues, disk errors, privacy issues, internet problems, browser. This is everything that it fixed. Some of them will come up and show a little power emblem. That means it won't completely fix it until the system is rebooted. And then if you're running the free version, there'll be some things that it'll pop up and say these other issues could have been taken care of if you had the pro version. Once it's all done, click finish, and that's it. You're pretty well done. You have the nice little smiley face. And of course up here it tells you what percentage of RAM you have free and your CPU usage. Actually, it tells you what percentage of RAM you're currently using and your CPU usage. So there is a lot of tools to this system maintenance utility. One of the things you have to be very, very careful with is running a system maintenance utility like this that goes in and does changes. Whenever you have your hard drive encrypted with something like McAfee encryption or BitLocker, it can cause problems, especially if you use the defrag utility. Anytime you have your drive encrypted with different third-party setup, then you're going to want to use the standard Windows defrag tool rather than using a third-party tool. A lot of them's really not a big issue. I know I've used BitLocker before, had my drive encrypted, and used Smart Defrag and didn't have any trouble. So it's just one of those things that you really have to be careful on. If you're not using encryption, well, you really don't have anything to worry about. You can use whatever defrag tool you want, whatever system optimization tool and system utility tools, and you really won't have a whole lot of problems unless you just monkey something on the operating system. That's pretty well it for Advanced System Care. This is one of the system tools that I really highly recommend because of everything it does for keeping the system clean and operating as much as possible. It's a really good system maintenance utility, especially for Windows. Works well on Android as well, and I haven't really messed with it on Mac. I'm not a big Mac person anyway. This information's out there for absolutely everybody. As always, watch, like, and share. Have a great day.